the comet's daughter. She does not remember being born. There is only the unfurling, the moment she became aware that she was separate from the fire, that the fire was hers to wear like a dress of light. Her hair streams behind her, kilometers of luminous thread, catching solar wind and starlight. She is small within the inferno, a child's body curled at the heart of the blaze, and she flies. Past the gas giants with their swirling storms like painted eyes, past the red dwarf stars that pulse like distant hearts, past nebulae that hang in the darkness like the torn veils of forgotten gods. She reaches for them as she passes, her small hands grasping at nothing, finding nothing. They are beautiful, and they are not her home. Time moves strangely in the void. Or perhaps it is she who moves strangely through time. Her limbs lengthen. Her face loses its roundness, becomes angular, knowing. She is a teenager now, counting the parsecs in the way she once might have counted days. Her eyes hold the reflection of 1,000 suns, and still she has not found the place where she belongs. The loneliness is a physical thing. It lives in her chest, heavy and cold, despite the fire that clothes her. She speaks sometimes, just to hear a voice, even if it is only her own, swallowed immediately by the vacuum. The silence eats her words before they can even fully form. She grows older still, a young woman now, beautiful in the way that distant things are beautiful, untouchable, burning, alone. She's been flying for so long that she can barely remember what it feels like to be still. When the weariness finally comes, it arrives all at once. It settles into her bones like frost, paradoxical and absolute. She cannot do this anymore, cannot fly and fly and fly with nowhere to arrive. She curls inward, knees to chest, arms wrapped tight, head bowed. Her hair winds around her like a shroud, and she lets the fire consume her completely. She becomes only the comet again, mindless, burning, dreaming of nothing. The blue planet finds her rather than the other way around. Its gravity is gentle at first, a whisper, a suggestion, then insistent, then undeniable. She stirs within her cocoon of flame, consciousness flickering like a candle in wind. Something is different. Something is others. She can feel them, their lives countless and varied, singing in frequencies she has never heard before. Her trajectory bends, curves, accelerates. The little blue planet grows larger, larger, until it fills her vision entirely. The impact is both violent and tender. She strikes the earth, and it welcomes her with an explosion of soil and stone. Sand geysers into the air. Grass is torn from its roots. The ground fractures in a starburst pattern around her, and in that moment of collision, she shatters. Not completely. Her body remains, steaming in the crater, her fire finally extinguished. But pieces of her, fragments of light and heat and consciousness, scatter on the wind. They settle into the disturbed earth. They drift into the stream that runs nearby, making the water glow faintly for just a moment. They cling to leaves and burrow into bark, and nestle between grains of sand. She lies at the center of it all, and feels herself spreading. The others come as she knew they would. They emerge from the forest on uncertain feet, their eyes wide, their voices sharp with fear and wonder. They smell like soil and sweat and something else, something warm that she has no name for. They circle her crater. They descend into it. They touch her with their strange, soft hands, and she understands that they are trying to understand her in return. They carry her away on a woven platform, and she lets them. They take her to their structures of wood and stone, lay her on surfaces she has never felt before, bring their tools and their instruments and their questions. For the first time in her long, lonely flight, someone is trying to know her. But even as they study her, even as they speak in their musical language and touch her cooling skin, she is elsewhere too. The deer drinks from the stream where her light dissolved. She tastes herself in its throat, feels the water become blood, feels the steady four-chambered beating that is so unlike the burning she has always known. The seeds in the scattered soil split open, and she is there in the roots that push downward and the shoots that reach toward the sun. She is photosynthesis. She is chlorophyll. She is the slow, patient growing. The rabbit eats the grass that grew in her shadow. She becomes part of its rapid heartbeat, its perpetual alertness, its soft warmth. The falcon eats the rabbit, and she rises into the sky again, but differently now, with wings instead of fire, with hunger instead of solitude. In the village, they are documenting her, measuring her, trying to capture what she is in their symbols and their stories. And she lets them, because this too is connection. They draw her image on parchment. They whisper theories. They argue and wonder and fear and hope, and all of it washes over her like rain. She has never known rain before, but now she does, because she is the rain. She is in the clouds that form from the evaporated stream water. She falls back to earth in 1,000 droplets, each one carrying a fragment of starlight. At night, lying in the place they have made for her, she closes her eyes and feels everything at once. The mycelium network threading through the forest floor, connecting tree to tree, and she is there in the chemical exchanges, in the silent communication, the beetles burrowing in the bark of the old oak, the moss growing patient on the northern stones, the earthworms pulling leaf litter underground, the bacteria breaking down what was living into what will live again. She is the food chain. She is the carbon cycle. She is the water cycling through its eternal return. For the first time since she became aware of herself in the darkness between stars, she is not alone. She is many. The beings who study her notice changes. Her body seems to be deteriorating, they think, becoming less solid, more diffuse. They do not understand that she is not dying but dispersing, spreading herself thinner and wider and deeper into everything. One morning, they will find only an outline of light where she lay. By evening, even that will fade. But she will still be there, in the grain they harvest, in the animals they hunt, in the water they drink and the air they breathe. They will carry her in their cells, pass her to their children, and never fully comprehend that the comet's daughter did not leave them. She simply learned to be everywhere at once. In the quiet moments, when the forest is still and the stream runs clear, something in the soil remembers flying. Something in the water remembers burning. Something in every living thing remembers the loneliness of the void and the relief of finally coming home. She is not a comet anymore. She is a world